Welcome to part 71 of Final Fantasy 15, and I actually am preparing to go to Castlemark, but first I had to show off I bought the Caviar de Magaho, which, by the way, is one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive recipe in the game, and Ignis now has it in his book. So that means whenever you go out, you can actually eat yourself some caviar, and you will have not only 75% boost on all stats, but a 50% boost on all experience. By the way, in case you're wondering about the caviar, the ingredients you need for said caviar is on this ship. This is what I was talking about. All of the fish that you can purchase, all the fish you can get your hands on, all the fish you can buy is right here on this boat. So by all means, buy as much fish as you possibly can. If you have the money, that is. Because once you get other ingredients for it, like if you can find, like, say some smoked wood or garlic or things of that nature, or any sort of spices, you will be able to have these dishes available to cook. Now, once you get too far into the game, then that's a different story. Now then, with these exosuits on, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to say hello to Castlemark. Arguably my least favorite dungeon, or optional dungeon in the game. No, the least favorite dungeon comes in Chapter 10. But this is my least favorite optional dungeon for one reason and one reason only. It's way too long. This is going to be a two-parter, ladies and gentlemen. So bear that in mind. And it's also another dungeon that you're going to have to wait until nightfall to get into, that is. And it's already like dusk. So we're just going to go around and check and see if there's any treasure lying around, which there is, and once you do, we're just going to skip ahead until we get to the part when the actual place opens, and when it does, that is when our descent into boredom begins. Granted, Castlemark is not to be taken lightly. You might want to come in at level 55. I mean, this would be a lot of very high-powered experience if you're below 55, but you run the risk of getting curb stomped by everything in here. I am at level 74, and I managed to make a bunch of magic to help myself throughout this dungeon. Trust me, I'm going to need it, especially the thunder magic. Oh, trust and believe I'm going to need it. So, with that said, I cut ahead until Castlemark itself opened up. And by the way, this is also home to Dino's final jewel. So we're going to have to find Dino's final jewel. And that panel we just passed up. Remember that panel, folks. It's gonna come back to haunt us, probably in part 72, but not right now. But it's gonna come back to haunt us later. Right now, folks, as soon as we enter Castlemark, of course, we're going into the second phase of a treasure beyond measure, but still, oh yeah, we're attacked by gelatin, which, by the way, are immune to ice. In fact, they absorb ice, which is probably the one single terrible idea about you to cast it. Sometimes cast ice. I couldn't get my hands on a Zubeek, otherwise it'd be Ultima instead, and everything in here would die instead of it being absorbed. Now, as I was saying about a treasure beyond measure, make sure we pick this up too, because there is a lot of treasure lying around, and it can definitely oh, for fuck's sake. Oh man, these things. The, galvanades. Jesus Christ. Otherwise known as galva bombs, but galvanades are ridiculous. On top of the fact that the galvanades can and will self-destruct if they get too big, galvanades will split into miniature thunder bombs and will proceed to attack you, and their self-destruction really hurt. Thankfully, they're weak to ice. But as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by the high random encounter rate in this dungeon. The emerald in question is in the deepest part of the dungeon. It's one of those treasures where you're gonna follow the GPS to the location. However, you can't just drop down and reach the jewel. No, you're gonna have to actually navigate the winding halls of this place. And instead of it being a tall tower, no, it's a subterranean descent. Yay, my favorite kind. You know, like the Pharaoh's Refrigerated Cataract. Alright. I just screwed that one up. Go me. Pretty sure there's another one here. There we go. And I think he's... Wait, no, he's not dead yet. He is now. I love Force Stealer. Honestly, it would be in your wisest decision to come back after you beat the game if you're going to just run through this. But seeing as how I haven't beat the game yet, and I got the strongest weapon that I have currently on hand, which is Force Stealer and Ultima Blade, yeah.
I think that applies to you there, big guy.
I actually am making this a little bit more challenging, considering I took several level jumps before coming here. I mean, the last time, and the first time I actually came here, really, I was at level 59. This dungeon damn near tore me apart. It tore me a new one, and it was unforgiving in doing so. So now, after walking across that pillar, we have a spiral descent with Bruce Regards, or Bruce Regards, that's what they are. And oh boy, I remember those guys from the Crystallum channels. And they were easy then, and they're easy now. Oh, wow, way to go, Gladio. I got one stuck on the damn pole. Wow. Man, I should actually take a screenshot at the end of this. I got one literally stuck on the damn banister. He is impaled on his backside by the banister. I have no words for that. Oh, and by the way, another thing that annoys me about this palace. The fact that it's a winding staircase, and for some reason, those two last Brucerards just so happen to be on the bottom of the staircase. And it counted as me leaving the battle, even though I was trying to engage them. That's stupid! Oh, almost forgot something else. Castlemark has a game, or should I say a camera breaking glitch, where you're forced to actually stop gameplay and restart. Well, it used to before the patch. Where you're forced to stop gameplay and restart so the camera would not lock on you. And you're going to need the camera, especially for the bottom half of this stage. I will say this though, even with the exosuit, you're still going to have a little bit of trouble with this. Because these enemies can and will drain your exosuit dry. Yeah, you can protect yourself from hits, but trust me, these things will drain your exosuit dry. When I get to the end of this, you will see exactly how badly they can do that. And that's just coming down the stairs. God forbid if we have to go into the trials. Oh, that's the other thing. The trials. And that's me gagging in the background because, oh, fuck the trials. Alright. We'll be able to make it. I'll just make myself some more magic. Okay, maybe this isn't a good idea to make unicast like talking about it. No, I think it's a terrible idea. But unicast actually works against everything else as opposed to... Well, I think I could just go down this hole here. It'll work against everything else as opposed to the gelatin, which will sometimes heal or sometimes be instantly killed. But Jesus Christ, that Tempest. That's a highlight of this point. That Tempest that just pretty much knocked those Bruceroids on their asses too, man.
Let's clean them up quick.
I think that means Gladio's skill of Tempest is maxed out and I'm going to have to change it if Gladio's starting to make more criticals. Let's see.
Sorry, Mr. Nice Guy.
Hey, stop it. And I think these are the Arimon. Yeah, they're not the eyeball monsters that everybody's used to. No, they're like the more annoying versions of the goblins. Oh, by the way, this is the area where you find the Emerald Stone. Let's pick it up and let's go about our merry way and finish this castle. There's no point in actually making multiple trips when you can only make probably 2 or 3. Or 4. Yeah, 4 trips here. If I'm not mistaken. Because 2 of these trips would consist of having to hunt demons in this area. And by demons, I mean, I think one of them is a demon and the other one is the boss of this stage. So that would be 2 of the trips. The other one is the initial trip. And if you don't want to backtrack, also finding the Emerald Stone. And then there is the vault that happens to be at the bottom. So you're going to be making multiple trips here at Costlemark. And I just ended up getting another sword that I don't need. And that's me also pausing and checking how much time I have left and also restarting the recording session. And I do that a couple of times because of the fact that I don't want this game to stop in the middle of gameplay and drop footage. And we found an Oracle Ascension coin. Hooray! Even though we probably won't need it right now. Not in Costlemark anyway. Anyway, we're just chopping these things up. And, oh man, we don't need it. Oh wait, that's lightning energy. I'm about to say, we don't need another Thunderbolt. But we do need lightning energy because lightning energy is fun. So what's behind door number 1? Come on, open the door. Stupid jump tied to the damn examine button.
How many times?
And more demons. Now,
Excuse me?
don't let my negative comments, well, some of my negative comments about this place deter you from this place. It is a great place to gain lots and lots of experience, especially after you ate the most expensive meal in the game and have it permanently as some of your, well, as one of your recipes that you could just go outside of Costlemark, go to sleep, and just simply wait for it to act. Well, wait, you can't really do that by that time. It will wear off. But if you have persistent aftertaste, it'll last until the end of the second day, which I don't have unlocked yet. So it would have been in your best interest to scrounge up 300,000 gil, buy the meal, come over here while the meal is still lingering in your stomach, basically. So let's see what's in this store. Yay, more trouble, and an item that just so happens to be at the top of the hill. So, let's just beat these guys down within the half-inch of their lives. And, ooh, I think I could get one. Oh wait, there's a Yojimbo here. Oh, that changes things. Yeah. I did say that oh, god damn it, the game did not even acknowledge me finishing this fight. What the hell, game? Seriously?
That's crossing the line.
Just what the hell? And it didn't acknowledge me finishing the other fight. What the fuck is this? It's Castlemark. It's just Castlemark. It's just Costlemark. I'm sorry if you heard my... Okay, I'm just starting to get a little teed off here because all the enemies were in the same room at once and they counted me as leaving the battle. That's ridiculous.
Let's do this.
I'm not trying to be salty, but yeah, that is ridiculous beyond all measure. Hey, cut that out. That's okay that I'm actually chopping these guys down.
Oh, hi there.
Alright, let's see if Propto will do some... Ooh! He got one! That's not... Now, he wasn't really aiming for. Could you excuse me 1 second? Sorry about that, I had to deal with my cat. He was hungry, so I had to feed him. Anyway, we're coming down to the downward descension. Well, even further from a downward descension, but not before getting this. This is the 4th mogul charm I have in my possession, meaning I could actually go into another dungeon and actually use a Humbo Mogul charm on all 4 of my characters to up their experience points. This is ridiculous, the fact that by the time the game is over, I'm going to have 4 of these on hand. Want to know what's even more funnier than this? The fact that we're again going to have to come back here, and also I'm going to have to remake some more Blizzaga. But just a word of warning, when I take on the vaults, I mean, it's not going to be immediately, but when I take on the vaults, I'm definitely cutting out the trip to the vaults. Plain and simple. But thankfully I killed that Galvanade before it exploded, because that's exactly what I was planning on doing. So far so good, we've got a high enough power that we could withstand the rest of this dungeon, no big deal. So we're gonna just put on Lightning, well, Thundara this time. And we're gonna proceed down this ever long hallway. Ooh, I think I just picked up something good. A Mega Phoenix, yes, definitely. The more of those, the merrier. So, we just keep on walking.
Actually, not too tired.
Yes, keep walking. 'Cause we're still got a long way to go. Hey, look, we're at the halfway point. But as soon as we show up, one Yojimbo will be one way, one Yojimbo will be the other. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to hunt those guys in this castle. And, oh, I think I know what that snowfall means. It's time to summon the big guns. Although I really wanted to use this for the boss, though. Oh, look, Ramu's outside. Because we're in his area. And just for the record, ladies and gentlemen, I only have 2 Eidolons. 2 of the 6. I actually need to beat the entirety of the game to get, who was it? Oh yeah. To get the remaining 4, actually. That's what I was trying to say. And also, I do believe one of them is not playable at all. If I keep I'm going to keep reminding you guys because one of them is not playable in the main game. In Comrades, however, that's a different story. Now, if I ever play Comrades, that's a big if. That would require me to actually shell out money that I don't have. Then you'll actually see firsthand exactly which Eidolon we did not get to fight in the main game. So let's pick up this and... Ooh, another Mega Phoenix. I am on a roll here. Mega Phoenixes are awesome. And the more I have, the merrier. I've already said this before, and I will say it again, goddammit, because it is true. Oh, by the way, I actually paused in that moment there because I had to restart the recording. And lo and behold, here we are. Again, another fight down a spiraling path. It gets old after a while. And even if the monsters are pretty strong, or even if they're pretty weak, it can get boring and repetitive going down the downward slope fighting these monsters. But even more so, it can get really frustrating that the encountering is picky and choosy. Because we're spiraling down the hill right now. And needless to say, we're almost down to the part where we could actually have a stopping point, like the labyrinth part. That's basically where we're almost down to. But,
Holding up okay.
to be honest, all we're practically doing is just fighting and just mowing down enemies on a spiraling path, and we're just what can be said? We're just killing enemies for no apparent reason. Okay, well, there is a reason. We need experience points. But what I'm trying to say is that after a while, it can get repetitive. And speaking of repetitive, oh, Jesus Christ, we're in the labyrinth part. This is what I hate about this godforsaken dungeon. Yeah. You have to illuminate all the parts here. Or shouldn't I wouldn't say illuminate all the parts. I'm just practically exploring the entirety of the map. So at least I know what I'm up against. And you see that red dot there? Yeah. That red dot has some meaning. And that red dot will lead you straight back to the beginning where that first yellow dot was. Yeah. I told you that dot will have a purpose. Maybe not in this part, but in the next part. But yeah, if you do happen to show up here, needless to say,
Look where you're going.
what we're trying to do is try to find a switch, basically. And I can't see it, or rather, the proceed button isn't triggering it for some reason. Oh, I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm supposed to walk on 4 different switches. Oh, well, okay, 1 of 4 switches, which would lead me to the right path to the boss of the Sanctum. And when I'm walking on these squares, or
Check this out.
wait, where's the switch? Where's the switch? I don't see it. I don't see it proceed anywhere. What the fuck? This is why I hate Castlemark so much. This is why. I pass by things, right? And they either don't have a trigger, or they're just not active. And then, not just with the encounters, but with this too. I'm just completely flabbergasted at the fact that I can't really find. No, I'm looking at them. I'm looking dead at these things.
You want to watch where you're going?
No proceed button. Nothing. This was one of the things. This was one of the areas I needed to push. But that's not it. That's actually leading back to the exit, basically. Now that's the exit out of the labyrinth if you went the wrong way. That's where this leads to. So, yeah. I'm showing off where this leads to, and it leads straight back to the entrance. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys in part 72 when I finish off Costlemark Tower and turn in that damn emerald stone to Dino. This is RVMan 985. See you guys next time. And I'm going to finish out the year with Mega Man X7, so be prepared for that.